gon' ride till we die. This ain't nothing for the pack. Got 16 sitting in the lap. Whole squad all dressing all black. Every single last one of them got my back. Hey, 20 of us, that's 20 goons in the ice cream whip, triple school. I got 3 strikes, ain't got to lose. When it's all on the line, what you gonna do? Come on, I'm highly favored. Don't wanna play me, no conversation. Ain't got time for no debating. It's for the taking, no hesitation. Don't try my patience. I'ma pull out one foot.
All right, Coach, EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to the Sunshine State in TIAA Bank Field here in Jacksonville. A few minutes prior to us coming on air, this crowd was jolted into action with the introduction of these Jaguars. They're set for football as the Jags are ready to match up with Andrew Luck and the Indianapolis Colts. Two teams here playing for pride as the final week of the NFL season is underway. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll make it across the 20 as his guys will set up shop at the 23-yard line.
At their own 23-yard line.
Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Naheem Hines. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. 15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
First down, Indianapolis.
From up near the 40 now after the big play to start. Here's another 1st and 10. Out of the gun, Luck. Jaguar pressure and a Jaguar sack. The former All-Pro Marcel Darius in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. Got to hope that's not a sign of things to come as they face an early 2nd and long. Now a toss play. It's Hines.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
And the Jags have 5 in the secondary here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Luck. And he's got his man Hilton. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Jaguars' 41-yard line.
And the Colts first down.
So the ball moves from their own 41 to the other 41 here for 1st and 10. A man who played college football here in the Sunshine State. It's USF's Marlon Mack. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Let's go, dude. Tighten up.
On 2nd and 9, Luck. The completion good. This is Eric Ebron. And down he goes, taking it inside the 10, just shy of the 5 at the 6. It's a gain of 34.
Brandon, we've both been around the game long enough that we know that in pregame, defenses are pretty amped up, aren't they? I mean, they're pounding lockers, and they can't wait to get out there. But when you hit them with some big pass plays early, it takes the starch right out of them.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's first and goal just outside the 5. They'll run here with Mack. And he takes this one in for a Colts touchdown. Marlon Mack with touchdown number 8 on the year. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Now Adam Vinatieri for the point after. And this is good to make it 7-0 Indy.
Makes the score Colts 7, Jaguars nothing.
And here's Vinatieri now to kick it away after the touchdown. That's fielded in the end zone. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. Foles and the Jags come up now 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. They go with Leonard Fournette, third-year back from LSU. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
They'd love to just strike back with a touchdown right here. And if it's a long play, so be it. But the main goal, get a couple of first downs, run some plays, run some clock, allow their defense to get a chance to catch their breath, settle down, and relax a little bit after they just gave up a score.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Now Leonard Fournette. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Well, they had that one sniffed out. Excellent run blitz. Stop that one for a short gain.
What makes a good run blitz a good run blitz?
The ability to stay on task, to follow up your assignment, go to the gap you're supposed to cover, and not be deterred by anything else.
And on 3rd and 8, defensively, they're going to beef up the secondary. 6 defensive backs. Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. He's going to go for a big play downfield. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked by Pierre Desir. And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. Down on the field, we've got an injured Colt after that last play. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Hey, check. Mike 50.
On first down, it's Hines. And that one blown up quickly as he's going to be stopped before he could even get started. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13. Now it's Hines. It's a 7-yard pickup. They'll be looking now at a 3rd and 6.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
They'll try and set up the screen to Hines. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. You like the call?
I do. I think it's a high-percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Vinatieri, the NFL's oldest active player, also the league's all-time leading scorer, past Morton Anderson last year.
Yeah, he turned 46 in December of 2018. He really can't see it in his leg. Maybe in the beard.
You can see it in the beard.
Maybe in the beard. That's about it. But as long as he's booting them the way he's booting them, keep going, big guy.
First and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after, either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot, because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
Brings up second and 8 at the 24-yard line.
The last run good for 2. Here's second and 8. Here's Foles. The catch made by James O'Shaughnessy, the tight end. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 12 yards there and a first down.
Completion was given up, but that's why you play zone defense, so that you can have people around the ball when it's caught, and you don't give up much run after the catch.
So from the 36 now, first and 10. They'll run with Fournette. It was Justin Houston who got him down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense, because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
From the 39, Foles. Out to Cole on the right side. Only 3 yards on the catch. It's third down.
It's a gain of 3. Brings up third and 4.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. 10-0 the score after 1 on EA Sports. Second quarter now from Jacksonville, and it's the Jags with the football. They'll come up on a 3rd and 4 here to start things out.
Mike 58 right there. We don't want this.
Now Foles. He's got the hook up to Lee. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts' 31-yard line. He's such a good route runner. Shows it there on third down. Very proficient and a good pass.
And you know what I've observed over the years in the NFL? The better a route runner you are, the more confidence you're getting.
And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Justin Houston make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. So second and long, and got to be careful not to fall out of field goal range. This is Fournette. Only 2 yards on the carry. That's going to set up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 15 to be exact.
Well, he hasn't made much of an impact in the running game thus far, and after that last run, not much is going to change in that area.
He hasn't been able to get anything going, and really the offensive line not helping him much.
36. Tackle.
Foles. And that'll wind up incomplete. Bold play call there. Now it's 4th down. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And this is right down the middle as he puts it through. And they get themselves on the board here. It's 10-3. These kickers now, it used to be that a 50-plus yarder was cause for celebration. Now seemingly automatic.
Yeah, isn't it funny when we prepare for a game, when you look at the backgrounds of these kickers, it's interesting, isn't it, to find out they were all-state quarterbacks, receivers, defensive backs, all-state wrestlers, right? Baseball players. We're finding athletes all along, and now they're just specialists putting it through the posts.
Now after the made field goal, back out Lambeau to kick this one off. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line.
The Colts take over first and 10 at their own 23-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel good about that, and they better make sure they love him up because he's helped them out.
Yeah, now we'll see if that offense can put 6 on the board here. We'll see. So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line. Now it's locked. That's complete to Jack Doyle, the tight end. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. Give the Colts 13 yards and a first down. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. Back to throw, Luck. And he's going to be swallowed up. Sacked back at the 45-yard line. Calais Campbell racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Here's Locke. Oh, the pressure too great, and he goes down once more. Yannick Ngakoue. He's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is third and long. From the gun, here's Luck. Able to find the rookie from Ohio State, Paris Campbell. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. An incredible play there. They do get big yardage, but they're still stopped a yard or two short, and it's fourth down. And now Adam Vinatieri. He's into his 40s now. You'd think low to mid-50s, probably about the outside of his range. This will be from 56 yards out. And this one will not get there. It's off to the left anyway. It's no good. And this score will stay right where it is. As a kicker from that distance, 56, 57 yards, so many things you got to worry about, but I am a little surprised he didn't get it there.
Yeah, with the way kickers are nowadays, we're surprised anything under 65 that it doesn't get at least to the crossbar. But remember this, you have to drive it a little bit lower in order to make that distance, and you also have to be worried about the interior rush that they can get their hands on it. So that's why those stronger kickers nowadays who can pop it up in the air and still travel and carry it, that's who you're looking for.
After the loss to start out, here's second and 11. Now a run. This is Alfred Blue. And he's going to take this one across midfield and into Colts territory. And that second down run, a big help. The 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now. He'll drop to throw. He hits blue. And some room to roam now. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Our score 10-3 with 2 minutes remaining in quarter number 2. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Darius Leonard make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. Looking to throw. There goes a deep ball into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Malik Hooker. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They set themselves behind the chains, tried to get it all back in one play, and it backfired.
Didn't it feel like a pitcher working his way into a 3-0 count, right? You're behind. What do your coaches always tell you? Get it back one pitch at a time. In this case, they tried to get it back right away, and it didn't work out.
A run on first down, but it's not going to get him much. Maybe a yard, and that's all. The Jaguars going to go ahead and use their first timeout as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming second down play. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
You can't block me. You can't block me. Go ahead. All day, every day.
From the end zone, locked into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Gilchrist. And they'll have a short field to work with inside the 15 at the 13-yard line.
The Jaguars take over 1st and 10 at the 13-yard line.
Watch tight end. 4 down.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. This will be covered about the 5. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. It's a nice pickup of 12 yards, and it gives him a 1st and goal. A chance now to get even before the break as they come up 1st and goal. Trying to run it in with Line, the fullback. Trying to keep those big legs churning, but he's going to go down in the backfield. It'll be a loss of 1, and it'll be 2nd and goal.
Here we go, G. Get up the field.
At the Colts 2-yard line.
2nd and 2. And this is caught by Lee. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Marquise Lee with touchdown number 8 on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Extra point tacked on by Lambeau, and that is going to tie our game as we approach halftime. All level now at 10 apiece as the kick's away. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. You've got less than 30 seconds left here in the half. You're well on your own side of the field. What are we doing here, Coach Davis?
Well, I'm trying something on first down. And it's something.
And the Jags get to him as down he goes. Calais Campbell, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Try to get one more in here before the quarter breaks.
Watch the screen.
So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17 as we send you a couple hours south of here to Orlando. That's where we check in with a coach and our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. The final 2 quarters of the NFL regular season are upon us as the second half of Week 17 is underway. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. They have a chance to break our tie here as we get a look at the first drive of quarter 3.
And it's such a tone setter, isn't it? Because both sides trying to seize momentum to begin the half. What do they have dialed up that'll give them an advantage to move the ball downfield?
Let's find out what they have dialed up. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30. 2nd and 6. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Justin Houston make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. You never want to give up a sack. From the O-line's perspective, they hate it for several reasons, especially because they felt like they let little brother down back there in the pocket.
Oh, no doubt. They have a ton of pride, and they go into every job wanting to keep that guy clean. They want that uniform with no grass stains, no dirt, nothing on it. But it's really, really difficult. You're talking about some terrific athletes who are trying to put him on the ground.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect. Here's Logan Cook now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team. This is taken at the 18. That'll be put in the books as a 53-yard punt. And the Colts will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll. And they played out perfectly. Now, can the offense do what they wanted to do at the half, which is find those weaknesses and now attack them and score some points.
And break this tie. 3 yards on that last run, so here is 2nd and 7 from the 28. And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down.
Check out. Ready. They're not ready for this, man. They're not ready for this.
On 1st down, Locke. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Calais Campbell in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year. Protection certainly going to need to be a bit better here on 2nd and 16.
Check, 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 check. Watch the twist. Watch the twist. Crawl.
To throw is Locke. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Josh Allen make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
This has been a tough one for this offensive line. It appears almost like they've been on roller skates this entire game, the way they've been pushed around. 6 sacks given up in this one.
Luck and the Colts looking for something big here after the sack. This is 3rd and long. Luck now to throw. And he's going to go down again. Yannick Ngakoue in there to get him. Sack number 14 for him on the year.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
This is taken at the 23. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And the Jaguars go on offense, 1st down and 10. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you've got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8.
I'm coming after you.
They'll try and run again with Blue. Just a couple on the ground there. That's going to bring up 3rd and about 6. 2 yards on the first down carry, and then followed up by 2 yards on the second down carry.
Well, that's definitely not going to be enough to get the job done. Wasn't the expression 3 yards in a cloud of dust?
Now they're going to need 6 on 3rd down to keep the drive going.
And they insert their dime package, 6 DBs here on 3rd and 6.
Expecting pass all the way. They'll set up a throw. He's got the first down and more past midfield. And he's got it across the 50 to the 47-yard line. 60 catches for him now on the year. This last one, a first down. Fournette, a first down carry. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the 3rd quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
So they'll come up after the gain of 7 on a 2nd and 3.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
2nd and 3. He's got it over the middle to Jeff Swain. And they'll get him to the ground. He has another first down at the Colts 18.
It certainly feels like there are more stars at the tight end position than there were even 10 years ago. And I think it's become more of a glamour position because of the ways it can hurt a defense, and guys want to be involved. They can be in line, close to the line of scrimmage. They can split out like receivers. But hands, route running, speed, and some toughness to go across.
And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Justin Houston in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
That's his 2nd sack of the game, and the best defensive ends, they do their homework as much as offensive guys do. They know how to beat the offensive lineman across from them, what moves they need to do to set them up. This guy's been pretty good at it all game long.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Fournette running right. Gets past one man. And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
They're going to need some therapy after this.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. And he's going to go down. They sack him back right around the 30. Jabal Sheard, he continues to wreak havoc in the offensive backfield. Sack number 16 on the year. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Looking long for Westbrook. And that one incomplete. They try to sneak in a deep ball with the clock running down, but to no avail as time will expire on this 3rd quarter of play.
Josh Lambo on for the field goal. A 47-yard attempt.
And this one looks good. It is good. Right down the pipe. And they will take the lead at 13-10. So the drive here ends with a field goal. It does give them the lead, but this one's still certainly a long ways from over.
It definitely puts a lot of pressure on your defense to hold the lead, right? They're happy to have it and happy to be out there trying to do so. But I know as a former player, in the back of their mind, they're thinking, why don't you score the touchdown and seal this thing?
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
The Colts take over 1st and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means they're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Andrew Luck, 3 fourth-quarter comebacks a season ago when he was comeback player of the year, and he needs another one right now if he wants a Colts victory. They run again with Hines, and he went nowhere. He'll lose yardage back to the 29. And now we'll get a timeout. Looks like we've got a Jaguar and some discomfort down there on the field. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back.
Second out. 622. Push him back. Push him back.
Throwing on third down. Luck. And the throw there going to be incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning, hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces fourth down. And on fourth down, honors the punt team sending this one away. Yeah, he was looking for the checkup bounce, didn't get it. That scoots all the way into the end zone now for a touchback.
Their own 20-yard line.
The Jacksonville offense set to begin their next drive. And they split the uprights last time for 3. They've got the lead. They're not going to play this conservative. They're not hoping for another field goal. They're hoping for a touchdown.
I'm with you on that one. I like where your head is. I like the way you're thinking because you're exactly right. Trying to sit on a lead and play that way, that doesn't work too well for most teams. Run your offense. Run what you do best. Exactly. Put it all the way down and try and increase your lead in a big way. And the best way to do it, touchdowns.
Go, go, go.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Come on, baby. Come on, let's go.
Here we go on 2nd and 12. The Colts are going to get him. Down he goes. Darius Leonard in there to get him. And on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Well, Foles and the Jags now have to deal with a 3rd and long after that sack.
Easy.
Here's Foles. Open man is Westbrook, complete. And they work this well upfield across the 45. Give him 30 yards there.
Brandon, that was a nice route that time. Lined him up on the right and worked his way all the way across the formation. One of the toughest routes to cover because you keep waiting for the ball to be thrown or for him to break something off. He goes all the way across the field, right to left, for a big play.
It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop one of these runs. But the bottom line is he takes care of the ball well for them, so they'll keep handing it to him.
And they'll get him to the ground. He has another 1st down at the Colts' 41-yard line. Tell you what, he's been able to put the ball in some tight spots all game long. That throw, no different.
Yeah, a lot of people would call it a gutsy type of a throw. I think he looks at it as, I can do it, so it's not that big of a deal to me. I'm going to keep firing.
They try to run on 1st down, but this defense says no dice. They stop him a couple yards behind the line of scrimmage. Call it a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll make it 2nd and 12.
Let's go.
5:36. We own it.
He'll look to throw. Looking long for Westbrook. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there, trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
We've seen good cover skills on display throughout this game, really from both teams. And there's another nice example there of them making it difficult to complete a pass.
Now Foles off the play fake to Fournette. And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down.
We've watched this a long time, and I still don't believe we get it. 3rd and long. Why are you calling play action?
Yeah, because they're not going to bite defensively, right?
No, not at all. I did have a coach explain to me years ago that for some teams, that's how they have to deal with pass protection and their line blocking. But to me, it seems silly.
Yeah, well, they're silly, and it leads to a play-action sack. And a little too much mustard on that one. It hits a couple yards into the end zone. A missed opportunity there maybe to pin them back. The Colts come to the line ready to start their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet and go to a spot that they haven't gone before. Time to shake things up a little bit to try and get this offense moving.
Okay, so how do you do that? How do you shake things up?
You look at what you've called before, realize it hasn't worked
Go to
so
something
well,
else.
and maybe you try and find one of those special plays from one of your better players, and maybe try and hit something big and get things going in the excitement area.
On second and very short, Luck. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved.
He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target in the second half.
Yeah, it should not stop them at all from going back to him, though. Find him. Find him.
They'll try and run for this with Mack. And he will have the first down, but he winds up taking a pretty good shot that time.
Yeah, they really needed to get something going, didn't they? They had punted on the last 2 possessions. The running game starting to come to the front for them, providing a nice pickup there to keep this drive going.
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Now Luck. They'll run the screen with Mack. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Less than 2 to play with just a field goal separating these two sides. So the Colts in possession of the football as we get you reset. They come up on a 1st and 10, desperately needing a score here on what could be their final drive. They run on 1st down, but it only produces a gain of 2. It's 2nd down now. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the 44-yard line.
Here's a 4-receiver look now. 3 of those guys out to the right side on 2nd and 8. Luck. Over the middle, Rodgers has it. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. The Colts going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. Draw play. This is Hines. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield. They'll wind up losing 3 yards here. And it'll bring up a 2nd and 13. Back to throw. And this is going to wind up incomplete. The coverage there too strong on the deep ball, and now they face a 3rd down. There have been quite a few plays they might look back on and say, we really have hurt ourselves, and that was another example.
And this is late-game execution. Everything on the line, so it all has to come together properly. The throw's made. Where's the catch? Got to catch in that spot.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked by Ronnie Harrison. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. Now the Colts going to burn the 2nd of their timeouts As the clock's going to stop with 47 seconds to go in the fourth. Another running situation on the doorstep as they come up 2nd and 10. They'll run it again with Fournette. And he's going to have to protect the football and take his lumps here at this stage of the game as they stop him behind the line. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on 3rd down. And he's not going to get anywhere close to the marker as they'll stop him well short of the yellow line. Call it a gain of 5, 4th down now.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
Here's Logan Cook now. And you wonder, could they possibly think about taking a safety here? Take it at the 37. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.